Our program today, we'll be having opening speech. I'll be giving you the detailed agenda for today so that we'll know what is going to happen. So we'll be having an opening speech from Ministry of Water Resources, and next to that we'll be talking about household water treatment and storage network. Then, the product we're launching today in Ethiopia is AquaTaps, and we're going to say a few words about AquaTaps globally as well as in Ethiopia. And after that, we'll be telling you a little bit about the promotional package, and particularly regarding the electronic media. After we're discussing that, then we'll have time for you to ask questions and to get some clarification if there is anything that you'd like to know about. The opening speech will be delivered by Ato Yohannes Gabramedhin. He is the Department Head of Urban Water Supply in the Ministry of Water Resources. So, ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome Ato Yohannes to the podium to give us the opening remark. Thank you.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed an honor and great pleasure for me to make an opening address on this occasion of the official launching ceremony of AquaTaps water purification tablet. I strongly believe that this is the right time to support activities addressing the problems of water quality in this country. In this regard, all stakeholders need to look for ways and means to solve the current existing problems. Indeed, it requires collaborative effort of governments, UN agencies, NGOs, and private sectors to find lasting solutions for this acute problem. Dear participants, ladies and gentlemen, globally, so far 1.1 billion people do not have access to drinking water from improved sources. This accounts about 18% of the world population. As part of the Millennium Development Goals, the United Nations expressed its commitment by 2015 to reduce by half the 1.1 billion people without potable access to safe drinking water. Providing piped and disinfected water to each household is an important long-term goal in preventing waterborne diseases. Accordingly, it has called for other approaches while progress is made in improving infrastructure. Intervention to treat and maintain the microbial quality of water at the household level are among the most promising of these alternatives. The fact that for 7% of Ethiopia's population is still without access to safe, clean, and adequate domestic water supply means that nearly half of the population is forced to meet drinking water needs from unprotected water sources. This in turn implies that the health of about 40 million citizens is exposed to various types of waterborne or related diseases that can cause high mortality and morbidity rates. There are many instances where most of the improved water, which is bacteria-free at the source, could become contaminated during transportation, distribution, storage, or consumption. Therefore, scaling up household-level water treatment and water quality monitoring are believed to make significant contribution to achieve critical element of water, sanitation, and hygiene issues, and such interventions can lead to remarkable improvements in drinking water quality and reductions in diarrheal disease, as well as improvement in health impacts that can emanate from poor water quality. Esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are all aware of the fact that our country is in the process of political, social, and economic transformation to bring about poverty reduction and sustainable development for its people. A number of development policies, strategies, and plans are being implemented through active and constructive participation of governmental, non-governmental, and community-based organizations. Having the underlying facts, it medics, general business private limited company, has developed business ties with Maiden Tech, an Irish-based GMP certified manufacturer that produces aquatabs water purification tablets and started importing the product to Ethiopia. At this juncture, I want to take this opportunity to thank Aquatabs for organizing this important launching ceremony. With these few remarks, I wish you all fruitful discussion on behalf of the Ministry of Water Resources on this occasion. Thank you.
Next in the agenda is about household water treatment and storage network. This will be taken under by Mr. Marty Bell. He is the PSI Ethiopia Country Director. He will be telling us some things regarding the Ethiopian experience and current activities of the household water treatment and storage network. I would like to invite Mr. Marty Bell to the podium to say a few words about that. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're a very distinguished looking crowd. Appreciate the speech that just happened. And so, as you may know, I'm the country director for PSI, and PSI has been involved in safe water and point-of-use water for several years, as most of you know. And rather than review what I think all of you know about the situation in Ethiopia, I just want to add my congratulations to the launch, and very happy that Agrotabs is coming into Ethiopia, and believe this will be a tremendous complement to the work that's already going on in emergency relief and household use. And yeah, I think that's all I'd like to say. I'm really pleased. It's, you know, as PSI has been involved with a number of health products through the years, we're very, very pleased that a product of this quality is now coming to Ethiopia, and believe it will be a tremendous addition to the work that you're all doing already in Ethiopia. Thank you.
There's a lot of people in this room that are responsible for Aquatabs being in Ethiopia. This has been about 1.5 years development, and a few grey hairs later, eventually we're seeing Aquatabs come into the country. As I keep saying to Manasseh and his team at Medex, what are Aquatabs? Simple product. You put it in the water, it self-dissolves, and it kills all the waterborne bacteria in the water. We've been supplying Aquatabs since the mid-80s. Our primary focus has always been emergencies, emergencies, the travel market. We supply about 25 defence forces worldwide. But the focus for us for the last few years and for the future is household water in developing countries. Quite simply, why Aquatabs? And I'll preface this by saying Aquatabs is not the only solution. We have WaterGuard, Pure, we have filters that are on the market. All the products have specific uses, and the consumer is the person who decides which is the best for them. But Aquatabs, it's safe because it's GMP, it's consistent, all the materials we use do not contain any heavy metals, it's approved by US EPA materials, NSF certification, etc. We've got about 15 field studies done around the world in the marketplace. Its health impact, it improves the water quality. It's acceptable by indigenous people, and that's what's very important before we go into a country, is to find out what people think about the product. And for instance, we've done focus group studies here in Ethiopia before we go for the launch. And of course, Marty is here with us today. We work at PSI in social marketing in several countries around Africa. And it's part and parcel of the overall package that PSI make available. Availability and sustained use is also very important. We've now invested in the factory. We've now 2 manufacturing sites in the world, and we've increased our capacity from last year from 1 billion tablets to 2 billion this year, and we're already investing to make it so we can have 3 billion tablets by by the end of next year. Just a little bit about accreditation. It's the only water purification product to have an NSF ANSI standard 60. It's a certification from the US. It means there's no heavy metals, there's no impurities in the product, so you can drink the water purified by Aquatabs for the rest of your life. And this is a US Center of Disease, WHO perspective. They reckon for every dollar invested in household water, there's a $60 return to the economy by people, by having children go to school, people going to work, having hospital beds free, etc. Just a little bit, and Marty mentioned with regard to the HWTS network. I mean, there's so many people here involved, and this is where we started when we came to the WHO conference in Addis last year. With Belinda, I see that you're here today as well. It's very important that there's a collaborating network of organizations from both private, NGO, funding, technical, ministries of health, ministries of water, etc. That everybody gets together and it's partnership driven all the way through. There's not just one way of purified water, and there's not only just one channel on which to get the product to the people. It's an amalgamation and a multidimensional approach. It's possibly the most important thing. So what messages work in certain countries? What activities work? How can it assist? And to bring those practices and tell people. It's like today I went into Manasseh, we've taken a load of information from other markets, we sat down, nothing is secretive, everything is open. And it's like working with Marty and PSI, several different countries, the exact same thing happens. It's all interaction. So with those countries, obviously we're getting to, those countries involve about 81% of the population of Africa. I'm not even going to pretend that I'm going to achieve 81% of the population of Africa using Aquatabs. Just a little bit what we're also doing. Aquatabs at this moment looks like this. It's written, everything like that. You go to different countries, the branding is slightly different. The one thing that we're now reinvesting in is creating an international brand. So for instance, this will be brought into Ethiopia now in Q1 of next year. This is the new look. Front of the foil, and we're going pictogram plus wording on the back. So the instructions and part of the behavioural messages are on the back of the foil. Everybody involved in household water knows this strategy. And I really just wanted to put it up. It's commercial, quasi-commercial and non-commercial, but it's actually working with everybody within Ethiopia together to make sure that everybody who needs the product gets the product either through those three factors.
What is going on, or what the company who's supplying or who's distributing in Ethiopia, Itmedex, we want to know.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to this launching program. I'm really very delighted to see you all stakeholders in participating this the launching program of Aquatabs in Ethiopia. We have been going through a lot to come to this point. There were a number of up and downs to come at this stage, but finally we are here. Today I am very delighted for the private, the NGO